this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid.
And welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's for his son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started with 1 hour show. We've got to start with the New England Patriots because we always
the Red Sox.
No, we always start with the teams that are currently playing. We have to give them the proper respect. We've covered the Red Sox a lot. And we had a great run, and we'll talk about the anger and the bitterness that we all carry for the rest of
the
No joy. Fall.
Joy in that.
In this Red Sox?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
some fun, man. They gave me some fun this fall. I didn't think was coming.
No, they did. We had a nice time in Section 30.
We got the Yankees.
Yeah, that kind of got. I see you're going to get me talking about the Red Sox first.
That makes a successful season.
No, but really did.
Yankees.
But didn't that get put into the back burner because
Not for me, it did. Not for me, it did.
Because then we beat the Rays, no?
Well, they teased us with those two magnificent games.
Yeah.
Game
2
Oh,
and
my
3.
God.
We got Kiki Hernandez was in a zone.
Grand slam.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah,
and,
Game 3, when we're behind that girl and she goes, we haven't reached double figures yet. I'm like, it's
the way I equate it to, it's like, I know this is a G-rated show. You had the greatest sex of your life 2 nights in a row, and you're thinking you're going to have it the third.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's a dud.
Yeah, right. And then she walks in with her boyfriend. And he's got a gun.
Whatever Rex said, but I mean, we were in ecstasy for 2 games.
We had it, baby. We felt it, didn't we?
And then, one missed call, third strike, kind of turned the whole tide.
That totally turned it, right? That was
a strike that was called a ball.
Lance Diaz, who I knew before the season.
You said it before the
season.
Yeah,
I knew he was a problem. Angel Hernandez and Lance Diaz, I don't know why they're still Major League umpires. They're terrible.
Oh God,
But if you think about it, if he had made that call, possibly in the 9th inning, you go and you scrape up a run, and it's 3-1. Even if you get to the Game 7, you never know what's going to happen.
I hope Major League Baseball has to take notice of that. I mean, they have to. I mean,
no, they've noticed it. They have all the figures.
Yeah, they do.
Why is this guy umpiring? He missed 23 balls and strikes. I don't know what the average is for an average umpire.
No, during the regular season, he's the bottom of the barrel, too.
Yeah,
they keep statistics.
Why do they reward him with such a major game with all the umpires in the league?
I think it's a diversity thing.
There's no question it's a diversity. Angel Hernandez has sued Major League Baseball. I think he's still in cover.
He lost.
Oh, he lost. Yeah. I mean, this guy's torturing them.
But they don't want another suit. It wasn't good PI, wasn't good anything for them. Even if they won, it wasn't good for them.
Yeah, look, these guys are incompetent. If they want to have a certain quota of Spanish umpires, great, fine. Replace them with good, young Spanish umpires. I got no problem with that.
He's a great umpire on the bases, they say.
Well, I mean, that's easy now because they just go to replay.
Well, whatever those statistics are, they say he's very good there.
Well, then
you put him behind the plate. This guy all of a sudden is missing his glasses.
Well, it begs the point. We should have a computer do it.
No question, of course. That's ridiculous.
Or at the minimum, take the guys after they do all the analysis and give the guys who are the most accurate with the balls and strikes the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, tennis has computers.
Yeah,
everyone's fine. It hasn't ruined the game.
I mean, they analyze everything in football now.
Football's going to go that way. You know, the end line and the sidelines are going to eventually.
They're gonna have a
the
chip in
ball's
the
going to have
ball
a
or
chip in
something,
the
yeah.
ball.
and the goalposts, because there have been times when field goals have not been field goals.
Yeah,
Or-
and vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't believe you got me into baseball. All
How
right,
could you pass it by?
I know,
After what we just went
I know.
through?
Whatever
I
you-
didn't even watch the first game of the World Series because the Red Sox aren't in it. That's it. It's out,
And
they're out.
I know,
And Atlanta won.
We are the most parochial fans
I
in the
know.
world.
and we wanted Atlanta so bad. Everything set up. That was a horrible
You know,
injury.
speaking of that, Joe, I can't get my kid. I was brought up, if Boston wasn't playing, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
My kids, and it's a new media era, obviously, is ESPN. We had the Channel 5 News and the Channel 4 News and the Globe and the Herald. That was it, you know. And somebody from out of town might get a little blurb off on the side, but you'd never read it. The only thing I'd look at the top 10 in homers, RBIs in the Globe every week, or every day, really. And
Yeah.
you'd notice somebody was having a good year, but you didn't follow anybody, you know.
Unless you were betting on the games.
I wasn't much of a gambler.
Yeah,
so,
right. Yeah, but if you're betting on the games, otherwise no one
but
could
now
care.
these kids, my kids know the guys on that team and the guy on this team.
Well, that's the fantasy leagues.
Yeah, that's where
that'll
it
make you
started.
pay attention.
And now everybody's gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, DraftKings, all that stuff. Go to the Patriots. Have you heard of them?
Yep.
3 and 4.
They had themselves a good game.
I was supposed to be angry and bitter with the Patriots too. That should they?
I
should be
think
4
Tim
and
is
3.
happy. He's getting some tight end receptions.
It's about time. I mean, but
Did you notice they didn't go double tight ends in that game at all? They'd
Well,
been
Smith
going,
Janu got hurt early.
They'd been going 50, 60% double tight ends
Yeah.
in the previous games. That Jets game, they only went 18% double
Well, they
tight
were
ends.
feeding because Smith got hurt, but they were feeding
Yeah.
him big time early on.
They looked like they were trying to force
They really, totally
well,
right.
you have to justify that, signing him.
Yeah.
But also, he's supposed to be good after the catch, and I haven't seen that yet. But putting him in this, look, don't you love screens with tight ends? That's
Oh, yeah.
because
a big guy out there against a little guy
oh
works
my,
every time.
it's a perfect, and then he has some speed. It looks like.
Well, they've had to do that because of the new screen rules. No longer can you block down on a guy out there.
yeah, you can't cut block them, right?
No more,
Yeah.
no more. And that was the whole basis of the Patriot screens. The tackle would sneak out and then catch the guy from behind and off he'd go. So I think now it becomes a matchup thing. Don't throw to the wide receivers, those skinny guys.
I
Get rid of the big
I don't
guy.
put much into that game, though. I really don't.
What are you talking about? We put up 54 points.
I know, but
I mean, you know,
the Jets are the Jets.
It doesn't matter.
How do the Jets continue to be the
Yeah,
Jets?
now
That's what I
remember
want.
last year we beat the Jets, beat the bag out of them. And we were 8-0, and they were crowing they were the boogeyman.
Oh, I know. No, that was
And
2
then
years
that
ago.
was
Yeah,
yeah.
2 years
downhill
ago.
from there.
No, I know, but this is a different season. It's a rookie
Oh, yeah, I
quarterback.
agree.
I mean, I'm not going to belittle scoring 54 points in an NFL game.
No, and I think it's a great confidence builder for all the younger guys.
And, you know, we start talking about Mac Jones and can he throw the long ball? Threw a beautiful one to Bourne.
Yep. Finally, someone caught it.
Yeah.
I've had zero issue with Matt Jones this year. Zero issue.
No.
I don't know why. First of all, anyone who still waxes poetic about Cam Newton and wishes he was back, literally turn in your sports card because you know literally nothing about sports whatsoever. And of course, a test
You know
of
what I
that
felt like
is that
when
Cam Newton has not been picked
There
up.
was no hope. It was like being in a state of depression with no hope for the future.
You
when
knew he
Cam
wasn't
Newton was
getting
the
better.
quarterback.
You knew he wasn't
You know,
getting better.
he-
What you saw was what you were going to get for the rest of the
and
season.
that was it. You
The
know,
worst quarterback I've ever seen play for the Patriots.
Zolak was pretty bad.
Zoe won Player of the Week a couple times.
I saw him throw some
NFL
horrible
player-
balls. in
No,
there,
well,
too.
Zolak was a backup
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah. I mean, Cam Newton was absolutely terrible. Absolutely.
And we've
terrible.
had some terrible ones in those 1-15 season and 2-14. We had guys.
Oh, Joe Cap, yeah.
So Matt Jones, up to this point, is as good as you could have possibly
You could
have
not
imagined.
ask for more than a rookie quarterback than he has given you this year, in my estimation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Accurate as all get out. He's a 70% completion quarterback.
He's made rookie mistakes. He's made.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, there's been things he can and cannot do. But he's a rookie, and you can see the growth potential.
I'll tell you
You can
what.
see he's getting a little better each game,
You know,
too.
these NFL games are no more of a spotlight than those Alabama games. I
no,
mean, you've been down to one of those
less.
SEC games.
Less.
That whole city down there is just the
But
whole
the
state
defense
is
is a night and day.
James.
You go to those SEC games, there's 300,000 people in the parking lot,
but
100,000 get to go in. You know what I mean?
Day is the difference.
No, but I
You
mean,
think they would have had that broadcasting crew in an Alabama game?
I know. I mean,
horrific crew.
I mean the spectacle.
I
of
know
it.
they had the Jets crew last week.
James Lofton
God.
is the worst ever. He would never have touched Alabama JV game, more or less an Alabama game.
I know.
Look, Mac Jones, first of all, is very accurate, and that he will not lose that. He's an accurate quarterback. Guy open, guy will have the ball in his chest.
You know what I noticed? That screen pass that he threw, he led the receiver perfect.
Floated it to Bolden.
Floated right in stride.
Right.
That was
A soft ball.
That was as good as you could throw a ball. I mean, it wasn't a really long throw, but he led him perfectly. A lot of times that receiver has to come back a little bit to get it, or you have to stand still to get it. That was right in stride.
Well, Timmy, that tells me that he's competing. He's actually playing football. He's not a robotic player.
He's taking coaching because he didn't do that at first, and now he's taking the coaching on how to complete a ball to make it a more effective play.
And have a feel for the game, right?
Yes.
First of all, I don't want to compare him to Tom Brady anyway, but he's much faster than Tom Brady
Brady
when
was
he
like
runs.
that. Brady took the coaching and he went from a 0, the 199th guy. He couldn't even start for his college team, right?
Yeah.
He got benched.
Yeah.
He took the coaching and he ended up being the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
You got to take the coaching, learn, and you will. And hey, the sky's the limit for Mac Young too. Brady didn't have the big gun back then. I'm sure Mac Young can develop that.
Mac Jones.
And Mac Jones, look, Mac Jones is wearing compression shirts. No, there's like 3 people in the world that look good in a compression shirt. Okay? I actually saw him in his compression shirt at the press conference. He's actually looking better in a compression shirt. He's getting in shape. That's part of this thing. Same with Brady. They're going to change their body types.
How could he beat Alabama and not be in shape, though?
Because remember, he came into the season as the 3rd or 4th string. He wasn't even supposed to be the starting quarterback for Alabama. He kind of, right?
Yeah, he was behind half these guys.
Yeah, so nobody
He
cared
beat
if he
all
was
those guys out.
nobody cared if he was in the weight room or not. This is a phenomenon. I mean, Mac Jones should not be where he is right now. When you saw the draft projections early on, he was a 2nd and 3rd round pick.
But then he was being talked about as the 2nd pick in the same conversation.
All of a sudden, because all of a sudden he just kept him better, and exactly what Joe said.
I think
taking coaching,
I think a
taking
lot of people
instruction.
were confused. They didn't know how to read it because he had those tremendous receivers he was throwing to. They're all 10 yards open every time he had to throw the ball in Alabama. I mean, the 2 of them went in the first round.
But how many passes?
Top 15?
How many passes do quarterbacks throw in the NFL that are that tight? A lot of these guys are wide open. You've got to make the pass.
You've got to put it in a specific spot where the receiver can catch it and the other guys can catch it. Look at a lot of times there'll be 3 guys. You're only your one receiver, and you got to put it where his.
And
hands
more importantly, I think I went to a lot of games live. You got to be able to make a decision if the first guy's covered. That's to me in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think
and eliminate him.
I think Cam Newton did not have that ability to process. I have 4 guys running 4 routes in 4 different, in a specific coverage. Where are they going to be? That's what Brady was the absolute master of.
Cam was waiting for that guy to get open. Brady would have eliminated him, gone to number 2. Go to number 3.
That's what
you've got to eliminate the guy. You can't wait for him to get open because he's probably not.
And Brady knew in 4 seconds. And there were different routes based on how the defensive backs were lined up. If they were pressing, they were going to run route. If they were 5 yards back, if they were 10 yards back, Brady was able to compute that. And in 4 seconds, he would say, "Okay, this guy's going to be on this hash mark." In this period of time, I'm delivering the ball, and the guy would be turning, and the ball would be getting delivered. That's being live at the games. You don't really see it on TV. That's what you saw live. Brady's throws were before the cuts.
But he also always had the binky of Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Troy Brown, who knew what to do when everyone was covered.
Well, I think Jacoby Myers is becoming that with Mac Jones very early. In only 7 games.
Have a touchdown yet?
He got one last week.
No, he didn't. No, it was.
He's had a couple called back.
No, he's called back and stuff. He has not had.
Poor guy. I mean, we did on the 6-inch yard line when you just put him at running back and
he'll be signing a $60 million deal and still not getting.
That's a monkey on his back for sure.
We're almost.
He'll never get big money because he's playing slot receiver.
Well, we're almost halfway through the season. There's 17 games this year. We've played 7. Let's talk about the free agents. Bust, good.
Aguilar, bust.
Judon, phenomena. Yeah. He's on Gilmore level of signing right now, where he's already underpaid.
Well, they paid him top dollar. He's
underpaid.
He's the only guy that got top dollar.
But if he was on the free market right now, he'd be getting paid a lot more.
Top 5 defensive players in the league?
He's number 5 in sacks. I know that. He's
tremendous. Everything you could have asked for.
Protects the edge. Seems to be running down the field, making tackles in the 15, 20 yards down the field.
So we give him an A+ right now.
A+. Let's talk about. Everyone talks about the tight ends. Hunter Henry. Everything I could have asked for, to be honest with you. He's come on strong the last 4 or 5 games. Has a real great sense of the red zone. He's connecting with Mac Jones. I'd give him a A-.
I'd give him a B.
A-, B+.
Well, he's played well. I don't know. You deal with the whole blocking. Is Hunter Henry a good blocker?
He's no Gronk or anything like
no,
that.
Well, I mean,
but he's serviceable. I'd give him a C+.
Okay, Janu Smith, I would give him a D. Yeah,
incomplete.
Incomplete, but
the season's 7
no,
games
just
in.
for the 7 games that we've played, I would give him a D.
Yeah,
but definitely below average.
Slippery fingers.
Yeah, cost them a game.
Yeah,
just horrific. What was that? The Saints game?
I don't know how. How's his blocking, Joe?
Oh, I don't watch the wideouts. They keep telling me N'Keal Harry is the
he's a tight end.
blocker.
Yeah.
But, John, no. A lot of times he doesn't line up
like
like that.
He's more of a wide receiver type.
He's an H-back type.
Right.
But when he lines up in line, he's still
How
fine.
heavy is he?
He's a big kid.
He's about 245, I think.
I would say
245. You should be able to throw some blocks.
Yeah, he throws the chip block on when there's a nasty guy.
And
on the
how
edge.
heavy is Henry?
Henry's heavy.
A little more.
Yeah,
like
265. Yeah.
Okay.
We Patriots fans, we know a little bit about this sport. Everybody wanted Corey Davis, right? Everyone. That was the big thing as far as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
When the free agency came, people stayed up at midnight hoping the word Corey Davis and Patriots. Corey Davis looks fantastic with the Jets. He would be a perfect match.
Yeah.
And then Aguilar is trash.
He could have lost the game against Dallas there. Overtime.
He did lose a game.
Wide open. He might have had a touchdown on that.
No joke.
Just dropped
They
it.
show the photo,
Right in the hands.
the photo from
Yeah.
upstairs. Had he caught that, he would have had an open lane and he would run for a touchdown. The game would have been over.
He's had some critical errors.
That was the knock on him in Philly. He dropped everything that came.
The bigger the play, into the defensive.
The bigger the play, the more likely he is to
and
drop.
his mistakes turn into 6 points. It seems like it's almost like he.
He had a handoff on one play.
Yeah.
There's a great video, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and people should check it out. Some guy catches a young child from a burning building in Philadelphia, and he's talking about the story and stuff. And he said, of course I had to catch it. I wasn't going to pull an Aguilar, and of course it went viral and stuff. It was just classic.
And we signed him.
Yeah, it's to a big deal. I mean,
he got solid next to Judon money.
Shocking how much they gave him.
$12 million.
When I do fantasy, he would occasionally have good weeks.
Yeah.
As I recall from fantasy football. His game was,
when he was with the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, you'd always consider picking him in fantasy.
But he's the deep threat, but he's been not the deep threat at all. I mean, I never even noticed he's out there.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that was
our other wide receiver has done pretty good.
Kendrick Bourne's been
Bourne's developing.
I'll give him a B-.
Bourne's developing. I think
he's more reliable to catch the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Bourne, I think as the season goes on, they're going to be
Seems
more.
like he's got some pretty good wheels.
Yeah, I think we're going to be happy with Bourne. Aguilar.
He beat that Jet like a drum, didn't he? Though.
And then threw the pass.
He had
Pass was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
Look at this. We're doing all this. Were they trying to get Mac Jones killed in addition to having a shitty offensive line?
Well, that's the most important thing going forward. If you got kids going to develop, you got to keep him on his feet. That's why Ramondre was inactive. He almost got him killed.
But I'm saying, why are you doing these trick plays where all of a sudden you're throwing it back to...
Well, that'll take the pressure off the rush on the quarterback, right?
But that'll also get him killed. He almost got killed this week when they did that pass all of a sudden the rush was coming at
Statue
him.
of Liberty.
Yeah, well, he's trying
Not
to
the
catch a
Statue of
pass.
Liberty, then. What do they
He's
call
getting
it? Yeah.
smoked. Yeah, I don't. I like the trick plays, but
The screen passes things that slows down the rush.
get my
Because
quarterback out of there. The chosen one.
Those kind of plays slow down the rush. That makes the linebacker
Now, do
stay
you think
back.
we'll see Dante Scarnecchia come out of retirement?
Oh my God.
He is. He's there all the time.
Yeah.
He's just a
There have been years
consultant
where
now.
the year he retired and then came back, they went from horrendous to good again.
Yeah. Well, he was. That's why he was the assistant head coach all.
Why can't
No
somebody,
one knew he
why
had
can't
that.
somebody
Really
just
knew he had
watch
that
what
title.
he does and replicate?
Well, why
Their
can't he just
offensive
go
line is
part time or something? And we could use Ernie Adams too.
We could use a lot of guys we've lost. He has to develop, just like he's going to develop a whole new team. He's
No,
gotta
no,
develop
no,
a whole
no.
new coaching
Now,
staff.
Belichick does not know because he just wants to hire his kids.
That's one of the problems
He
with
needs to
success
go.
Is you get rated every year. Your assistant coaches get taken. Your players get taken.
Front office guys,
Yeah,
Thomas
everybody. I
Dimitrov,
mean, the league is
Casario.
littered with
that's,
Patriot-affiliated personnel. You know what I mean?
So what do we give the overall the defensive linemen have been kind of nothing, right? Gauchard,
Well,
Anderson got hurt.
I think there's been an improvement on the interior for sure, and on the defensive
Well,
ends.
Barmore has been fantastic.
And they've been giving him more time each week, if you've noticed, and he's doing better and better.
The irony is, you could have picked Christian Barmore at 15 had Mac Jones not been there, and that would have been a good, solid first-round pick.
Well, he's a
Yeah,
solid.
yeah.
He's a solid pick.
I mean, they fell to him. And,
Yeah, they were lucky. Their first two picks have turned into regular every.
I'm going to go back to what
Right.
we talked
Yeah,
about
right.
before. We thought that with all these free agent signings, all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, except for Mac Jones being the variable.
No.
And it's
Yeah.
turned out to be everything but Mac Jones.
No, he's
Yeah,
just
that's a great
getting.
point, yeah.
He's just getting to square one. People say, "Oh, he spent all this money." No, they spent the same amount of money as they did last.
No,
year,
Joe, but they
as they
spent-
will next
Joe,
year.
but they spent more than anybody else in free agency.
For new
right?
players,
They
Joe.
almost kind of threw in the towel last year, building for
it
this
looks
year.
like that, but did they spend? Are they spending a nickel more this year
No,
than last
Joe, but
year?
how much did they spend in free agency?
Are they-
Well, because
did they
there's a
spend
cap.
one
I
nickel
understand-
more?
I
They
understand
spend
your
less.
point. I understand
They're
your
spending
point.
less this year.
I understand your point because there's a cap.
They
and
made
stuff.
a big splash.
But they had to give out lots of guaranteed money. And Bobby,
Yeah, they made a
and
big
Bobby
splash.
K does
So,
not
that
like
gave the appearance
that.
to us like we were really putting something serious out of the field this year, with the big question mark being the rookie quarterback.
They're just filling in the gaps right now until they build a team again. That's all they're doing is filling in the gaps.
Well, I mean, do we trust Bill Belichick to draft?
not tight
correctly.
ends for sure, so we had to go out and buy some.
not cornerbacks.
Typically, he was good in free agency. I mean, he's had some mistakes. That guy we got from Washington,
The
We
Baltimore
gave-
guy
we
was
gave a gazillion
Adelius
dollars.
Thomas.
Yeah,
was
Adelius
the
Thomas
biggest,
was
yeah.
who's the big guy we got from Washington too?
Hainsworth.
Hainsworth.
Yeah, we traded for him.
He's
yeah.
had some great ones. Gilmore was a big win.
Yeah, well, Gilmore's
you know,
the biggest one up to this point.
he drafted for West. He traded for Wes Walker. He's had some great off seasons. Non-draft acquisitions that through the years.
But this is a bet. Look, this is a team that, with some breaks, could be 6-1. I mean, really
it's
could
a
have.
really
They should have beat.
Yeah,
Well,
not
well,
think
we were-
Tampa kind of played down to them. Maybe Dallas played down to them. You know,
Are we having a different conversation if that field goal bounces the other way on the crossbar?
Well, I think we're having a different conversation if they had just if Damon Harris doesn't fumble game one and
Set
we're
the tone, didn't
and
it?
we're
Yeah.
4-3,
and that's the
I
only
mean,
win
you know,
that
and-
Miami's got.
and then we're 4-3, and then what? Buffalo's 4-2, and we're feeling fine right now.
So the NFL loves the parity. Kansas City's
You-
what? What's Kansas
3-4,
City?
same
3 and
record.
4.
The most important thing
And
in
they
the NFL
look
is,
and they look bad.
yeah.
I got to say they have no for all their weapons, they can't score.
Ha ha for all those idiot GMs who were just trying to get the next Patrick Mahomes. They forgot to maybe get the next Tom Brady. They let Mac Jones slide to 15, and that's going to cost a lot of guys jobs. The Fields, the Lances, right? The Justin Wilsons.
Well, I'll ask you guys right now. If you
Well, I
had-
think having Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels coaching any of those guys, they'd all be better.
would you rather, if you had the first pick
me.
right now, a tremendous pocket passer, or a guy who wasn't quite the passer but had good legs? Which would you pick right now?
So Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
or
but
Tom
Mahomes
Brady?
and Aaron Rodgers are better pocket passes than Brady.
Oh, I don't know. What are you
Well,
talking
Joe,
about?
you see, I think they have better arms.
Better
I
arms,
don't think
yeah.
they have the computer brain that Brady has, though, and I think that's the difference.
Look,
Yeah.
And Manning had the computer brain, too.
Look, Rodgers and Mahomes are sexy. The way they play is sexy.
Yeah.
It comes down to
and
the-
Brady, Brady's a true New Englander. He's not sexy, but he gets the job done. Mahomes, every time is the highlight. He just can't.
But
throw
they've
a
been
touchdown.
having him as a pocket passer the last year and a half.
Because they want it to last. They don't
Right.
want him freaking being carted
They don't
off.
let him do that anymore. They run
Yeah.
around.
I mean, look what happened to RG3. Look what happened
Oh,
to...
If Jimmy
that's
G
the
could
sin.
throw, if Jimmy G had connected with that pass to Sanders, Mahomes does not have any titles right now, and he probably doesn't have a $500 million contract. You think?
Next year, you think Kansas City's got it bad this year? Next year, they start paying him.
Yeah. So it's got to be what, $50 million a year?
Speaking
like
of like
30
quarterbacks that
$8
run,
million a year.
Wow.
like what's the life expectancy of Baltimore's quarterback? You know,
Lamar
That's the one
Jackson.
I don't have high hopes for.
he's
I mean-
incredibly talented,
But he's
so
easily
fast.
to defend in the playoffs. That's what it's proven to be. He's a regular season guy, but they can figure him out in the playoffs because it's a different game.
They just key a guy on him.
Yeah, they just put a spy on him. Just that's it. Shut him down.
So fun to watch.
Ravens.
oh, isn't he?
Oh my God, he's
Oh,
a
my
magician.
He
God.
sacrifices his body. He's a football player.
Yeah.
He just goes.
But
Well-
he'll have the life of a running back, though, if
Yes,
he keeps doing that.
exactly,
I mean,
Tim.
look at the shelf
That's
life
it,
of an
Tim.
NFL running back. What was it, like 3 years or something
Has
like
he
that?
signed
Not
his
even
second year?
2.5.
Has he
yeah.
signed his second contract yet?
They're negotiating.
Oh
the
my God!
extension
Sign
right
it
now.
quickly, Lamar.
Right,
Oh
right.
my God! If I'm his daddy, I am calling him and
He's
saying,
one hit away.
He
"Son, you got to make
negotiates
that."
his own. Remember,
What's that?
he didn't have an agent because since it was you slotted in,
Oh
he
right.
did his own and
Well, he-
didn't pay the 10%.
Well, he's got to get an agent now.
Now you have to.
A lawyer who represents himself as a fool for a client.
Would you give him a giant contract?
Well, you have to. I mean,
But knowing
you have to.
how
Or
he's probably, what, 26 now?
You're not going to let Lamar walk, Timmy.
But are you going to give him, he's probably going to be looking for
Well,
Mahomes type money, right?
You
Oh,
just don't,
wow.
You just don't, you
Yeah.
just don't guarantee it for injury.
Well, you're going to have to guarantee a lot.
You're going to have to guarantee a lot, but maybe the back 3 and
The back
years.
$200 million. Yeah.
Not
All
guaranteed.
right.
Guaranteed
That's a
for
problem.
guaranteed
Back
against
$200 million would be
against
an
being
issue.
cut.
Yeah.
But not guaranteed for injury. Put it that way.
Yeah. If his agent has any brains, he doesn't let him sign that contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we beat the Jets. The Chargers are a big. This is a big game in LA. The new stadium. I actually drove by it, but I've never been in it.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
The Chargers look tremendous in some games.
Herbert or Mac Jones? Who would you take?
No, they're both good young quarterbacks. I'll take either one.
I'd
Yeah.
probably take Herbert at this point.
He looks great. He looked good
Yeah.
He's
last
solid.
year too.
Bigger.
Yeah. I like the
Bigger, stronger, more likely
He
to
looks
last.
sturdier.
Yeah.
He looks sturdier.
But this is really
A couple inches taller to see over
a
those
little
big
thicker,
linemen.
thicker build,
Yeah.
like built to last.
the irony is if you beat the Chargers, you're feeling pretty good about a potential
Did the
playoff
Chargers spank
possibility.
Tampa Bay?
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
All right.
They're 4-2, so
They've looked really good in some
Well,
games.
needless to say, LA, the crowd won't be a problem. they just still, even the Rams games and stuff, LA is
whatever
not
the
in-
visiting team is, it's like Vegas has the same problem.
Yeah.
The visiting team has more fans than the stadium.
Yeah, LA is a really good basketball town. Really, I mean, basketball is king, baseball is second. They're a good baseball
Yeah.
town. Hockey's a joke.
Yeah.
No feel, but football's a joke too.
You know what's funny? LA's starting to put out some good homegrown hockey players.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes sense,
And
right?
you look at that, L.A., they got 2 really good teams to follow now in the Rams and the Chargers.
Real good.
They've got no excuse not
Well, they have
to.
the population. I mean, even if you
Oh,
get
yeah,
a tiny
second
percentage
biggest-
of it, you're going to fill the stadium.
Second biggest city in the country.
Joe will be in the Forbes 100 most wealthiest people if the Rams won. That's how many bets he has. He's got more. Look at that
Really?
big smile. And how many? You have more bets on the Rams.
Well, I got great prices because everyone figured Seattle would be good and they stink. San Fran would be good and they stink. The only problem is the Cardinals.
What do you have, just to win the division?
He's got
No,
he's
to
got
win
him
the
coming up.
division, no. Win the conference, to get to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl.
Well, they could. I mean, they've
I
looked,
got 'em
they've
covered,
looked good.
and-
They have looked good.
across the board.
If Joe wins,
And great prices, Timmy. Great prices.
what did you get for them to win the Super Bowl? Like 15-1?
Oh, more. Like 25.
25?
Yeah, something
There's
good.
32 teams.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Weren't they one of the favorites coming in?
No,
It's a tough division. That's why.
Stafford's a good quarterback. I always like Stafford.
And you got
Very
a brand new quarterback. I'm just betting.
Who's like the gonna vault them to another dimension?
He truly did get buried in Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean-
Yeah, Goff stinks.
Horrible.
Well, he
Look,
would have his good moments, but then he'd always
Remember
spit the
him
bit
in the
when it
Super
came down
Bowl?
to it.
He was the best thing that ever happened to us.
He didn't even know.
He'd
what
spit
was
the
going
bit
on.
when the pressure got
He was our only chance.
Yeah.
And he
so
came
Stafford
through.
is a nice fit there.
Yeah, Goff
Very good.
contributed more
Goff
than-
just would go back to pass and throw it away, throw it away, throw it away.
terrible. Oh my God, you could roll
Through
him
the
out.
years, how many interceptions? I mean, from those kind of quarterbacks were the Patriots the beneficiary of? I mean, it seemed like when we played the Steelers, they would always throw the interceptions and all the big games. I don't know if it's Belichick's defenses that confuses these quarterbacks, but the Patriots through the years have been beneficiaries of the Goffs and the other quarterbacks in this.
Oh, that's it. They mix and match all the way. They had the defensive backs. That's why it's nice when they got 4 veterans, like when they had Gilmore. McCourty had some legs under him, and his brother. All veterans.
He's fallen.
Oh, he's
Nah,
so
I
washed
hate
up.
to
all
say it.
veterans that play.
But
had
Joe
played
said,
together.
Joe, you've been talking about McCourty for a couple of years. How he's been washed up.
Well, he's been losing a little speed. He's always arriving a day late and a dollar short.
Speaking
he
of-
gets there and makes the tackle. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's no yards after catch, but they always
I know,
complete the
there's
pass.
a lot of
All right,
space
we gotta
between
do predictions. Uncle Joe, tell us who's going to win in this.
Well, what is the spread?
I have no idea what.
No,
is the
I
spread?
didn't even bring the paper. I have
I'm
no
going to
idea.
say that. I bet you the Chargers are favored by about 6, right?
Yeah, probably. At least it's there. Let's go out on a limb and say Mac Jones has his second best game of all time.
Wow.
And
You mean last week was his?
it
first-
outduels Herbert. Okay.
Wow. Whoa.
And
Joe's writing the headline right now.
Okay, and we'll go 24-20.
24-20.
Pass.
Timmy. JP's first son.
JP's
Are you
first
going to do
son.
superstitions? What are you going to
No,
do here?
well, I did switch my call on the Red Sox, even though my first one was right.
Thank you. What is that? 6? I thought we have. What is he talking about? We got 27 more minutes.
I will say, I just don't think the Patriots are quite there yet. I'll say
Oh, 5.5. Oh, thank you.
5.5.
Handsome
Thank you.
Todd.
The
We
handsome
couldn't do,
one.
we couldn't do without.
Did he get better looking in
He
5
did
minutes
get
than I
better
just saw him?
in the last 33 minutes. He
There's
got
like
better
the-
looking.
The girls are all waiting outside for
I
him
know.
by the Charger. I will say 30-24 Chargers.
Oh my God! I think the Patriots are going to win. It's going to have to be a shootout, but I'm going to say they're going to win 35-31.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're going to have to win all shootouts. That defense just has not been up to snuff.
No, I think just the real linebacking play has been poor.
No, the whole
I-
back end, the defensive backs and the linebackers.
We're
have
going to
been
see the
poor.
Patriots have always gotten better as the years go
Yeah,
on,
You're right. You're right.
We're going to see, is Belichick, does he still have the magic, or was it a facade?
Well, that Josh Uch has been a disappointment.
He hasn't, and Bentley hasn't.
Bentley
Got-
makes sure to let you know when he makes a tackle.
Yeah.
He celebrates, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like Chase Winovich.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
likes-
Chase!
the
If Chase
hair.
Winovich were to ever make a tackle, he would
The
definitely
Grant
celebrate.
Williams of the Patriots.
The hair and the helmet.
Yep.
Hey, Chase Winovich, what a stiff. I'm going to say that, so Patriots 35-31.
I hope
Should
you
be
guys
fun.
are right. I
Should-
hope
and
you're
I love the 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Because you can live your life normally. You can have your nice
Oh, I'm a 1 o'clock
afternoon.
guy,
All I
y'all.
can
Oh,
say
you
is
were-
thank God for sportsurge.net.
I know it's fun, right? Glad to hear.
I can
you
take
always
the game
text me,
anywhere I want.
What's that? What's the site again? I'm like, I always know he's on the road.
I've turned about 15 people on to it.
What's
have?
that site again?
Oh, everyone I know is on it.
I
You
know
can
it's
take
a-
the game with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wherever you're going.
Absolutely.
I was down there cleaning my boat watching it. You know?
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
No, it's great. All right, we'll go to the Boston Red Sox. We have to. All right, so there's three guys I hate right now. Renfroe is my number one guy that is on my hate list. You could not be worse in the playoffs than he was. Was it Cora's biggest mistake in the playoffs?
He's the only guy that didn't come up with something. Well, he did make that nice catch out in right field. That great catch, right, that started the game
But
off.
then he blew that.
Was that against Tampa?
Yeah. Again, when Erod was
Spectacular
pitching.
catch.
Yes.
Spectacular. So
But
that's
then
about the
he
only
just-
good thing. But then he had one sail right past his glove. That was a game changer.
Game 3 and Game 4,
And
he
we
ends
got
at
lucky
2 double
that
plays
he
each.
bollocksed up the one that bounced into the bullpen.
Yeah. He was a train wreck. Game 3 and 4, he ended at 2 double
He
plays
could be
each.
the only one that didn't do something to contribute in this
right.
whole postseason, right?
Was
Zero.
he bad enough that he'll never play again for the Boston
What do you
Red
have?
Sox?
31 home runs this year, though.
Yeah.
He was on a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah. Well,
31 home runs just like is glaring, though.
Well, it
Just
depends
looking
on
at
if
it.
they.
Well, he's going to have
They need
arbitration.
outfielders,
Arbitration, he'll get about $7 million.
Yeah, they need outfielders, right? And it all depends on if they are able to sign, trade for.
Does Hunter Renfroe have any trade value?
Not much.
31 home runs must be attractive to
Yeah.
somebody.
Right?
I
Yeah, you would
mean,
think so.
They love
Need a
home
corner
runs, right?
outfielder.
I mean, that was the stat we often mentioned this year when discussing Hunter Renfroe.
But also, Timmy, if the National League comes over and has a DH, a Renfroe would have greater value.
No, there you go. That's what will change things. That'll change things for J.D. Martinez too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these guys get paid, though, what you do in the playoffs. That kind of puts
Well,
a value on you.
It sure
you know what
does.
I
It's
mean?
it's a recency bias. You know, they're the only guys you watch, and hey, it must be
But
pretty.
some
good.
guys elevate and some guys
Someone's
go
get,
down.
Yeah. Some
And
get paid.
he went down.
Yeah. Well, they expect you to perform well in the playoffs,
If
right?
he had an average playoff, we might still be playing right now.
And even Greinke, we had Greinke on the freaking ropes in that first inning.
Yeah.
Xander hit a 2-run homer, then got 2 men on, and
So
Bergman,
if Renfroe bats 250 in this playoffs, we might still be playing right now.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Renfroe killed us. All right, the second guy who killed us, and I love him, but he was supposed to be the leader of the team, and he's not, is Xander Bogaerts.
Well, he's not playing shortstop next year.
Well, there was a hint of that.
I think Heim has made it clear. If he wants a contract going forward, it's not going to be at shortstop.
Would you put Xander in right field?
No, he's more of a
No,
left
I
fielder.
don't think he can play right field.
Left
He's got no
field,
left
range.
Yeah, he'd be a left fielder.
Okay.
And you're not paying Xander $30 million to play second base when you have this stud in Nick York,
Yeah.
who's
What's
probably
that
gonna,
home run versus the Yankees worth? I mean, he stepped up big for that, boys.
he's making 20. I think that's exactly what Xander Bogaerts is worth.
I think that's what they're going to offer him. They're going to say, look, hey, we're giving you 20 for your bat. Your glove is not
Open
existent."
market, is he 15? Is he getting $5 million for posterity? I mean,
No, he makes 20.
No, but I mean, if they offer him again,
He'll be
no,
turning
no,
down
he doesn't.
22.
He can opt in and
Can
still
opt
get
in.
his 20.
Okay.
He'll
Well,
get
no, I'm saying if
22.
he went into the open market.
I don't.
I don't think
he
anyone's
wouldn't
giving
get-
him 30.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm 15. Is he a $15 million player?
No, yeah. So he's already making 20.
But
so
I know, no, but I mean, if he went into the open market next year,
He would
free
get
agent, no
22.
strings
That's what
attached.
shortstops get.
he
But I don't
probably
think he
gets
is.
22. Yeah, right.
As a shortstop.
I don't know about that.
There's
don't
so
think
many
he-
athletic, incredible fielding
Yeah.
shortstops out there. The
We had a
Dominican,
very-
I mean, could give
yeah.
you get down there and find 20
Iglesias.
right now. You know what I mean?
Can play the position, right?
Yeah.
I put Xander over to third. Devers is maybe your left fielder or your first baseman.
Left fielder, Devers in left field.
Yeah, look, I think that if you put Devers, it's not going to be first base. We got 40 of them.
Yeah. Left field, I think, is a possibility.
Yeah, and then you switch Verdugo to right.
Really?
And
He just
then,
seems too clumsy to be in left field.
Look,
He's an infielder.
We've
Infielders
spoken
are
about this and-
Usually less clumsy than outfield.
we've spoken about this, and it's true. Heim Bloom could blow this team up.
I think he's got ideas that these guys aren't playing those positions. They didn't play the positions well this year.
Yeah, he's not doing that. He's not doing that anymore. When these errors mean so much in these playoff games.
Schwarber first, gone.
Schwarber's gone. He's gone. Because JD is going to opt in.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's one of the
I
other.
don't mind JD.
This is what's going to happen with JD.
I love having JD.
They're going to pull a. They're going to give him a 3-year deal.
If the NL starts with the DH,
Well, you can always trade him.
then
But he only gets 5 days after the World Series.
Listen,
to opt in or opt out.
when JD gets up to bat, I'm optimistic. Like,
No, they like JD.
no matter
No one's
who's
saying anything bad
no matter
about JD.
who's
No, he's a
pitching,
good
I
out.
feel like he's one of the guys that can get a hit.
Well, of course, Timmy, you want JD on the team.
Yeah,
There'd be no
yeah.
reason.
but he
not-
has no. He can't play a position either. He's just.
No, he can play left field in
A
Fenway
little
Park.
A little bit, yeah.
But JD stays, and I think they end up giving him like a 3-year deal for $50 million, and then he's happy.
I think you're going to give one or the other. You got to keep. They're only going to keep one, Schwarber or
What's he
JD.
like, 33, 34?
Yeah, he's a 3. You give him a 3-year deal, and
He'll
then
be
that's it.
37 years old at the end of the
I think he's a solid piece in your lineup.
Yeah.
Always a solid piece
I loved
in
him
your
batting sixth. I
Look,
loved
I
it.
think that's what you're going to see.
Loved it.
I think you're going to see that.
Just when you thought you were out of trouble, here comes J.D. Martinez walking up to the plate.
Schwarber, he was nice.
Here's his moments.
I would rather have them spending it on relief pitching. So if that's $20 million, I'd rather have them go out and get 2 relief pitchers for
Schwarber,
10.
$20 million?
Oh yeah, he'll be 20
Oh,
million.
yeah.
$20 million
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Doesn't seem
I don't-
like
What
it.
is he? 36? He's old.
Schwarber, no, I don't think he's that
No,
old.
Yeah, you got to get a little younger, I think. A little
No,
more,
Schwarber
a little
was
more
nice.
athletic, you know.
Yeah, I don't like to have too many softball
And,
players.
you know, don't get me wrong. I like Schwarber. I liked his attitude. I liked his leadership. I liked a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the intangibles were way better than J.D. Martinez. That's for sure.
Yeah, look, J.D. Martinez,
But-
and he said this at the end, Joe, and we talked about this to me before. J.D. Martinez came into camp out of shape, and he needs to be in better shape this year, coming up. Schwarber's nice, but also Schwarber seems like injury prone a little bit too.
Yeah,
They seem to like him, though.
They
You
do
know,
like
they
him.
like him. I think
Well,
he's well
he-
liked in the
he-
clubhouse. I think he's just well liked.
He's got a much more vibrant personality than J.D. But does that swing you from one to the other?
But how many?
No.
You're gonna have J.D. You're gonna have Schwarber. You're gonna have Bobby
That-
Dahlbeck,
that's
and then
three.
Tristan Cases and Hunter Renfroe. It's a softball team.
Yeah.
You can't have that many.
We're going back to Gabe Kapler and
Yeah,
and Daniel Nava.
Look, we lost that game, and this one we'll be talking about.
Kevin Youkilis, the station team.
We lost game 4 because we could not manufacture runs. We lost, right? Had we a 2-1 game, we lost that game. Had
That's
we
the game we were begging him to bunt.
Well, 2-1 was what?
Yeah.
Look, bunting's good, and they have some great prospects, and you can't undermine that. Cost control guys, they're kind of coming up soon. The Cases is the York.
Now, give me. Can Cases play third?
No, Cases is a big lumbering kid. He's only going to play first base.
So you guys like Xander at third?
I like Xander in left field. I think Xander's a left fielder.
I could see him out there.
I really do.
You're not. How about Xander at third and Devers is left?
You're not. I don't think Devers is going to move. I think that's going to be part of the whole negotiation.
Okay.
I think Devers will take less, and I think Devers does want to sign a deal here, and he does want to stay, but he wants to play third.
You know
base.
where Devers was? In outs over.
Where was he?
46.
Making out and taking a hit away.
Outs over-
46 out of 46.
46. Yeah, he's the worst.
The worst at fielding.
Not in fielding, and he didn't take any hits away from anyone.
No, he didn't take.
I don't like. I don't.
We
I
didn't
don't,
need any stats
I
to
don't
say
like
that.
him at third. I don't like him at third.
Nobody does. They were saying that at they didn't like him at third either.
I don't count on him to make the play. I mean, he's not gonna, make a spectacular play. And if he does, you're like, oh my God, look at that play. Whereas there's some guys out there that just are great third.
I
basemen.
love him in left field.
Can
And
they
then
move around enough? I mean, out there. You don't have to
Xander
go
at
far.
third?
I mean,
Yeah.
You're not playing every game at
I
Fenway,
think he'd be
though.
better defensively with Xander at third. Xander just doesn't have range. He doesn't take more than a step
No,
or two.
no, but he'd be
and that's all
solid
you
third.
need at third.
Yeah, he's got the arm.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a great arm.
But he's got enough.
But he's got a
to
third
play
base arm. Yeah. No, I think that would be a
You
perfect.
need a bigger arm from shortstop.
But also, you can justify paying $30 million to Xander if you so want.
Well,
to.
he's got the
At
bat to
third
go
base.
You
with
see
it.
Devers plodding around out in some massive parks left field.
Well, if J.D. Martinez can do
Well,
it.
I'm not saying I don't think JD's the right guy out there either.
No,
I mean,
they're-
at Fenway you
Yeah,
could probably
come on,
get away
Devers
with
is
it, right?
young. Let's see if he's got
Yeah,
the
he
wheels.
might be all
Fenway you
right.
get away with it, but some of these parks are cavernous out there.
He might be all right. I think
Not
they,
even chasing one down in the gap. I don't see.
Waddling after it.
Waddling after it.
but then
and then hitting the cutoff guy.
But if you do that, now all of a sudden you keep on pushing. Go, where's Alex Verdugo going? At some point, then you got
And I
to make
like
a decision
Verdugo.
whether you're going to keep Renfroe or Verdugo.
I think Verdugo's
Oh, I
a
would
winner.
keep
he's not a
Verdugo
center.
over Renfroe any day of the
Because
week.
Kiki's your center fielder, right?
For right now,
Verdugo had I felt good when he'd get up to bat. I think he shines in the spotlight. Verdugo. I think he likes it.
But they'd love Kiki's production at second base,
But
and then be able to,
it would all depend. He was a terrible double play combination with Xander.
See, that's what I'm
They
saying.
didn't get along at all.
No.
I don't think they turned a double play when they were
No,
together.
I like Kiki in center.
He earned his spot out there, as far as I'm concerned.
And his production was better in center all the way around. Why not your favorite, Jose?
And now we had a great
moves it
segue, Joe.
For shortstop.
All right, we
wait,
we
one
just
last
say
thing,
these
one
things
last
because
thing.
we're fans. Would the Red Sox still be playing? And if we had played last night, that game would have been rained out. It would have been rained out today, so Game 1 would have been tomorrow. This is what we think about because it's already winter. I would have been at the World Series tomorrow
If Jose was
if Jose Iglesias had been acquired 4 hours earlier. Would the Red Sox be playing in the World Series?
quite possibly, he played so well down the stretch, and he fit like a glove with the rest of that infield.
Clutch guy too, right?
Yeah.
And guy who can do the little things, bunt and hit
Yeah.
to the right side. Would we still be playing?
If we had had that called third strike, would still
I know.
coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I felt like the fans didn't yell at Lars
One thing I
Diaz
just
the
wanna
next
make-
game.
No way,
they
no
did.
way. Devers to first.
What?
No way, Devers to first.
No,
I know we have
because
this clutter first
Tristan
base.
Case is
but
gonna-
I don't see him. Fitting,
Case is going to be your first
I
baseman.
don't see Devers fitting anywhere defensively
Well, he's-
in the field. No, as a bat, I love him.
Well, Fieldy's fine.
But
Well,
I
then
don't
maybe
see
Hahn
him
gets
out
rid of JD and says, "Oh, go ahead, opt out. Devers is my DH."
well, Devers.
But then we
he
lose
would have
JD
to
in the
pay
equation.
first, Joe.
Yeah.
Devers is
Well,
not taking-
I think that's priority number one is signing Devers. This
Sign
offseason.
Devers. I think we can all agree.
Is the number one priority this
Yeah.
offseason.
All right. So what do you sign him
You
for?
pay him like a DH
No, you can't. He's not going to do that.
because they'd be lined up down the street to sign. him
Okay,
if you
so
don't sign him.
Devers is how old? What is he, like 23?
Yeah, he's.
So are we, those 10-year deals you're going to
No.
But that's what you're going to have to do.
Because someone else will offer him.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so he gives us the hometown discount, 10 years, $300 million. I'd take it.
I think you would have to because you have to think that 10 years from now, $30 million a year would be a relative bargain.
So
Yeah, and it'd still be youthful, rather. I mean, he'll still be.
he
early
could get
30s.
another contract.
He'll be 33 young.
I'd do that.
Will Devers do it? I think he will.
Oh,
How can
yeah.
you turn that down?
Oh, of course you can. Because you could get
And he has
injured
2
next
more
year.
years. Yeah, he has 2 more years of control. The Red Sox have 2 more years control of him,
And he'll just leave because someone's going to pay him.
the Yankees. No, you're going to make a
But
deal.
those California teams love to throw.
Yankees
love to bring the
would
wheelbarrow full of money out.
love
there.
to have a
Yankees,
lefty.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
come
Oh, my
on.
God.
A
Now, the
lefty? Oh.
Red Sox are signing Devers in the offseason. I think we can agree that
Yeah,
will
the-
not be a
the
shock.
Yankees are salivating, waiting.
Oh,
for him.
the Yankees have always loved the big hitting lefty whenever they can get him.
Oh,
He might
also
set
taking him
records
from the
in-
Red
in-
Sox?
In Yankee
Yeah.
Stadium, he might set records.
Cashman has to pay us back for Whitlock. Has to.
Oh, he
He's
might
the-
be negotiating with Devers' agent behind.
Oh,
His
my-
cousin down
Yeah,
in the
right now.
Yeah, I know. Right?
buying them houses and
Yeah, just make sure he doesn't sign
all
with
of,
the Red
all,
Sox.
all of his cousins are driving Mercedes down in
Yeah,
Dominican right
exactly.
now, right?
All right, let's do predictions for the World Series, although we have a one game lead here in Atlanta. Does Atlanta continue on and take the Astros, which of course we all hope?
I hope so, and I hope they take them in 6.
So that's what you think's going to happen?
Well, they will be our adopted team since they were originally the Boston
They sure
Braves.
were down the street.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
I think the Astros, if they play anywhere close to the level that they're capable of, are probably going to win this in 5 games. I could see them winning the next 4 games.
I think this somehow, I don't even know how the Atlanta did it, but they're going to win the World Series. You know, San Francisco, remember, they had like an 88 win year, and they won a World Series too. Excuse me.
St.
You know, I was down in Georgia for the
87.
Georgia-Arkansas game. Not one person mentioned the Braves. They had this hat.
Wow.
They
never been a
could
pro
care
town. Never
less
been a pro
about
town.
Well, Atlanta's
the Atlanta Braves down
Atlanta's a
there.
terrible sports
They
town.
don't care. It's all Georgia
Terrible.
Bulldogs. All Georgia.
Remember when they had the Maddox teams in the Glavin?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even sell out World Series
It's a
games.
college town. I mean, they live for their college football down there.
But if the Braves were still here, they'd be a couple hundred yards from your house.
Oh my God, I would love it so much.
Imagine that.
If the Braves were still here, I would love the
Could the
Braves
city
and the Red
support
Sox.
2 teams, you think?
Absolutely.
They used to.
Oh my! I've
Wouldn't that
always
be
wanted
fun,
that. I've always wanted National League. Would you love? And this is only because the fan show. Would you love the Braves as much as you love the Red Sox if they were here now?
No, the Red Sox were always the favorite. They were always the fair hand.
Well, I love the way Mike
So
Dukakis
you were not.
put it. You know, it was a socioeconomic
Yeah.
dynamic to the Red Sox. The Red Sox were like the Brahmin old wasp.
They were the
team,
Globe
and
to the Herald.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
and,
right,
yeah, and,
right.
and the Braves were like, you know, working man. You know,
My mother's favorite team. She was in the Knothole gang.
Yep, my father was there too. Yep.
now my
her
grandfather was
sister-
an Irish immigrant, and he loved the Red Sox. Every game he listened to. My
So
my
all right,
mother
so
and
would you-
sisters got him season
Would you
tickets
love
every
them
year.
equally? JP's first son.
All I know is the Red Sox.
Yeah,
right
that's-
now.
it's like-
But I mean, I usually root for the guy,
underdog.
the immigrant. You know what I mean?
I would
So-
love them equally. I would totally into it.
You know what's funny?
I've always wanted.
Would we be
a
brought
National
up-
League team? I've talked about that for years. Always.
Would we be brought up rooting for one against the other?
No, not a chance. No way.
But usually you do. Yankees fans and Mets fans
Yeah, they
don't
hate each
mix.
other.
oh,
And
but they literally.
Jets and
But then
Giants.
they jump on whatever bandwagon is going.
You could literally
the-
roll
the
a
average
tennis.
fan.
You could
Yeah.
roll a tennis ball down if you were playing right now in Comm Ave. You could roll a tennis ball down to Fenway Park. Come on, it wouldn't be like that. There was in different areas, the Bronx and Queens. I mean, they're literally different areas.
But still, you know, I used to work at a company. I used to be on the phone with New York people, and whatever team was winning, that's whose bandwagon they were on.
I would love them equally. Seriously, because that would be a dream. That would be so much freaking fun. That would be
How about having
We'd be
that-
able to have a game every night. We'd be able to go to a baseball game.
How about having them in the World Series against each other?
Oh my God.
So, not even a Subway Series because you can walk
That
from
would-
park to
Yeah.
park.
Have there been Subway Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the one when
The
with
Mets and the
90s.
Yankees.
What year
when
was that?
Clemens threw the bat at Piazza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was there in the bleachers when that happened. Oh, did they turn
Sure
on
you snuck in,
Clemens?
Scotty.
I think actually I had a ticket on that one. Wow, that was just so you know, when we went to, I didn't tell you, when we went to the game, I said, Timmy, let me show you how I'm going to sneak in here. I did
Oh
it.
my God, we had it to Scotty. It was beautiful.
I snuck right
It
in.
was beautiful. He was watching this. Next thing you know, he's over there. He goes, "We're doing this.
I
We're
said,
doing this.
We're doing this for the World
We're
Series.
like two burglars, like laying out the caper."
I said, Timmy,
You know
I'm
what
over
I mean?
here now. You're over there.
And the girl's like, "What? Who? What?"
I'm over here right now.
I paid already. I'll see you later.
I said, we're bringing in a bus from Milton, pulling them up, empty out the orphanages.
Scotty will
We're all
kill you.
getting in.
Was that girl you point out to me? She don't give a
I
shit.
told exactly.
She don't give a shit.
I
Fall down in front of her, and she looks over before other people go in.
She'll let you go right by
I
watch.
scoped it right out. I said, look, I can see exactly what's happening right
Yeah.
now. I said, we're all, and there's so much space now.
I know.
Oh, it's so
We
easy.
found the gate to go in. I mean, just from a waiting standpoint.
Yeah, we won't say the
back-
gate.
We won't say the gate. It's like giving a fishing hole away. You know what I mean? We're not
Yeah.
gonna give it away.
Or parking space. All right, go to the Celtics. Last 5 minutes.
Is that all? Boy,
Oh,
this
also the
flew, huh?
Bruins too.
This
We
flew.
got to mention. Celtics, when they were 0-2, I was hoping they were tanking the season so I could get it.
Tanking 2 games in.
And that's how I'm depressed about the Red Sox.
Paying $1 gazillion to these guys and we're tanking.
It was a bad start right on
really
top
was.
of the Red Sox.
I didn't get to see much of it, but all I heard in the wind was lack of effort, lack of effort, lack of effort.
Opening night, lack of effort. Who does that?
With a new coach.
With the new coach. And they said, we need to play harder.
Today's NBA.
Totally. First of all, I like Udoka. I like the way he carries himself. I think he tries to be that kind of player's coach, but he also yells at the guys.
You know, when I look at it, Brad had to go. He had to go.
Brad said he had to go. I mean,
and he was dying to go, and the players knew.
Yeah.
He had lost how many times can you say hustle, guys?
He wasn't an NBA coach. He never was an NBA
He's a
coach.
tactician.
He was always probably a guy who should be general manager.
And to huddle up with the coach after the game and go over X's and O's and go over what they should do in the next game. A mentor to the coach.
Yeah. How many times
rather
can
than
he
the
walk
coach.
into that locker room? Guys, you got to hustle on defense.
Yeah, he didn't care.
You got to hustle. I mean, it was like
They're still
talking
not
to the
playing
wall.
defense.
Talking
Also,
to the wall.
he never worked the referees. Never did he? We thought he'd grow into that.
Yeah. Well, they still not playing defense. That is their biggest. Rob Williams just roams around.
Well, no,
never covers anyone.
Joe, if you're going to criticize the Celtics defense, Rob Williams is not the first guy that should be coming out of your mouth.
Just because he has lots of blocks doesn't mean he's playing defense.
Who should it be? Oh, I would start with the star of the team,
JT.
Jason. He doesn't do anything.
Really? Is he still doing that?
He does nothing.
Foul line to foul line.
Yeah.
Playing.
He's just looking for the ball
He's
while
not-
they have the ball. It's like
He's not getting dirty. That's for sure.
What's wrong with this kid?
he
what
likes
is wrong with
scoring
this
40
kid?
points.
What's wrong with him?
He drove to the back.
Score gets his 30, 40 points every game.
This is a microcosm of who Jason Tatum is. The Celtics were up big in overtime. The game was over. He's driving to the basket, and he got smoked, Timmy and Joe. Smoked because he wanted to get his 40 points.
Yep.
And he had no problem taking the punishment at that exact moment so he could get his stats.
So he could get the 2 free throws.
Yeah.
I think that was Kobe's influence on him.
Look.
No, Kobe was a much tougher
But
player.
he seemed to change after
Kobe-
that summer with
Kobe
Kobe.
could play defense. Kobe.
But didn't his attitude seem to change after that summer with him? It kind of became about, hey, you look out for you, Jason,
Well, I think he told him, guys that score points in this league are the ones who get paid.
That's kind of what I
there's
mean.
no question he told him that. Yeah, but
Something seemed to change. He seemed like a fresh kid. A fresh, hustling kid. And I remember after that summer with Kobe, like a fire went out. It kind of extinguished this exuberance that he used to have.
Because if he gets 40, he wins that night.
Then you get paid max.
Does
you
that
don't
kind
get,
of go to
you don't
Kobe
get paid for
telling him,
playing
hey,
defense.
Jason, you worry about Jason. That's all you worry about in this league is yourself.
But look, he can say, all he has to do is look to the next locker room stall and say, look at Jalen. Jalen tries to play an overall game, and he didn't get max.
Then he looks at the guy that's known for defense, Marcus Smart. He gets $15 million a year.
And he gets
Jalen Brown gets $25 million.
On,
all I do is score. I get $35 million.
it's an indictment on our society.
Well, I don't know.
No, but I mean, who gets rewarded? Like people. I'll just give you one example here. I'm down at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden, thousands of people rushing across the road. I'm like, what? Is Bill Russell here or something? No, Joe from Celebrity Guest House is over there.
Celebrity Guest House.
It's like like celebrity star who gets 40 points a game.
I know.
And forget about the Marcus Smarts who worked their butt off. Pay him half of this guy.
Of course, Marcus Smart went 1 for 9 from 3 in that game the other night too.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why he's getting 15.
Well, look, we know sports and in life, it's all about the stars. Always has been, always
especially
will be.
basketball.
Yeah.
That's who sells the tickets in football, baseball.
Who do the little kids want to go see when the moment they get into the garden? Who they want to make sure they see? Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the crazy part. I always bring up. The Joe Thornton trade was the worst deal in the history of the Boston Bruins. Joe Thornton was the Bruins. All the kids.
And he continued to be a star.
All the
for
kids
years,
wanted to right
decades.
the moment
Yeah.
they went to the game. Who did they
Decades
want to see?
afterwards.
They wanted to see Joe
The
Thornton.
NBA is the one league, though. I've seen the tickets, and it's the one league where who the Celtics are playing drives the price of the ticket.
Well, of course, absolutely, yeah.
No, but the Bruins, you don't really see that.
No,
Red Sox,
You
you,
know?
do. Patriots, you do.
Well, Red Sox are just Yankees.
No, but I mean, it really drives it. Golden State, they're knocking down.
Oh,
It doesn't
of course,
matter how good the Celtics are doing. If Golden State's coming to
Yeah.
town, and Curry's going to be there.
Yeah.
The Lakers are coming. A
LeBron.
star. New Orleans has that kid there.
Yeah.
Zion.
Like my nephews and nieces, they want to go because this guy's coming to town. I don't see that.
But that's a great job by NBA by marketing.
Yeah.
They did a great job. If you remember when the Red Sox had bad teams growing up, they used to do that with the Red Sox.
Kyle Yastrzemski. Go see Yaz.
No, they
No,
would
who
do
was
the
coming to
away
town, about
team.
who was
They were
coming to
who's
town.
coming
Yeah.
to town. The stars there, and that's when you know you have a pathetic franchise. All right, boys, that was the hour. That
was
went quick. I want to
No Bruins?
No, we'll get to the
well,
Bruins.
they haven't played enough to
We'll
really-
get to the
Played
Bruins.
tonight,
I
I think.
promise we'll get to the Bruins before March. So you just put that down.
I'm on
we won't be
record
like Eddie
saying
Edelman on
March
Sports Huddle.
March 18th.
they will go as far as their goal sending will take them. It's a better team than they've had in 3 years.
All right. Well, I will make sure to cover that before the playoffs because I'm a playoff guy. All right, boys. Want to thank, of course, behind the scenes, Handsome Todd. He's again getting more
There he
handsome
is
in the
in
last
the
hour. Want to thank the fellas. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. I'm Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night.
The elephants are in town.
Here comes the circus.